it's been a while. Louisiana Free Patriot. Been dealing with issues, things in life that those of us as husbands, fathers, parents, things we got to deal with. But it's all good. My life is good. But looking at everything going on, happening across the world and here in the U.S., I want you to really think about stuff. They always use the art of distraction. Things to distract us away from what they're really doing. Think about it. What are they distracting us for? You know, they really don't have Jack on January 6th. That's going to be a washout. Everything with the war in Ukraine is simmering down. They keep trying to come up with more and more things to distract us, while our economy is crashing. Gas prices are going up steadily. We're over $5 a gallon for regular gas now. Food prices are continually growing. I've been watching all these different economic specialists, and they're all talking how we're not going into we're in a recession, we're facing a depression. I'm a firm believer they're trying to crash our economy and use all these other excuses for why they've got to do it. So, make things hard on you. Think about this. The average person, you haven't eaten in a week. You're starving. You can feel your body eating itself. You're homeless because you've lost everything. Your children are hungry. Your wife is hungry. You're hungry. And you work. She works. But you can't afford your rent or your house note. You can't afford the grocery bill to keep you fed. So the government comes in and says, we're going to take care of this. We're going to erase all this. And you won't have to worry about that ever again. You won't have to worry. We're going to feed you. We're going to house you. You don't have to worry. But you can't have any guns in our housing. And you can't say these things and you can't talk about that because it'll cause too much of an uproar and we'd be forced to evict you. So you have to give up your right to free speech. It's where we're headed. I'm a firm believer of it. And it's my opinion. But look at the laws that they're trying to enact. Now, our wonderful vice president is now over a board to censor free speech online against what they call misinformation, which has turned out everything that they've called misinformation so far has turned out to be the truth. So, who's going to have the right to say what is misinformation? It's our government. And per the Constitution, the government does not have that right and that ability. They're trying to crash our system, trying to crash our economy, and destroy our lives so they can take our rights and our freedoms away, where we will gladly give them up as a people. There will be a few of us that will hold out and will be marked even more harshly than we are now, because they're still continually trying to label the American patriot as a homegrown terrorist. watch yourself. Watch your internet searches. What you do. What you say. They're watching us. And they're looking for any excuse that they can remove us off the chessboard. Because this is one hell of a big game of chess. Just my thoughts. Y'all be good out there. Y'all be safe. And this climate of lawlessness that's coming about, that's continually getting worse and worse. And they continually want to try to take our weapons. Stay packing, stay hot. Be ready to defend yourself and those around you. You gotta remember, it's not the police's responsibility and duty to protect you and to keep you safe. That's your responsibility. They are a responder. They respond to something happening. They don't prevent it. We prevent it. We stop it. And as long as the people stay down and keep their head in the sand, it's only going to get worse. Communities need to come together and stand together against the lawlessness. Yeah, help law enforcement, but they're not going to get there in time to prevent anything from happening. So we have to take things into our own hands sometimes to defend ourselves. Stay within the letter of the law. Don't go out looking for anything. Don't do any vigilante style stuff. But be ready to protect yourself and your family, your community, and those around you. Things are getting worse and worse. They always say it's always darkest before the light. And it's going to get darker. So all of us that walk in the light, keep shining bright. Keep your head on a swivel. Be ready to move when called upon. Be ready to act. Not all of us have sworn an oath like I have and so many others. That oath is for life. And I'll give my life to uphold that oath. I'll also give my life to save a stranger, to protect those around me. Be ready, because we never know when the Lord's going to call us to protect those around us. When the devil puts somebody out there to do dark, evil things, we have to be the light. We are the angels. And yes, there will become a time when those wings will have to be dipped in blood. But if it is, then we dip that blood is from those we have while we're protecting the innocent. It is our duty. Per the Constitution, if you are a militia, and I'm not talking about you militant jackwagons that are anti-government, if you are true militia, your job is to uphold the laws of the Union. Which means you're not anti-government, because the government makes the laws. With that said, though, the Constitution is the law of the land. Our second job, suppress insurrection. So even if you call yourself a militia, but you're anti-government, and you're racist in an extreme right wing or extreme left wing, it doesn't matter. You are if you were trying to cause an insurrection, you will be stopped by the true militia. And the third is to repel invasion. We still have to worry about Russia and China. Putin's already said that he will bomb the U.S. They will hit us with a nuclear strike. And Biden just keeps pushing us further and further closer to it. Nobody fears him. They no longer fear or respect the United States. They think of us as weak. Or at least our government. But I think they still fear the American people. I think they still fear what the American patriot would have in store for them if they set foot on U.S. soil and tried to fight us here. But still be ready. Prepare for the worst and hope for the best. Got the world banking bankers that want us to go completely crypto out of their mouths. The problem with the peso and the American $100 bill is they don't know who's spending it, and they don't know what it's being spent on. But with the cryptocurrency, the World Bank and the employers can determine what and where the money will be spent because they control it. It's no longer yours. So they can shut you out in a heartbeat. There's no stashing anything on the side. Think about it. And that's the world banking system. Worldwide they want it. I saw from Mexico, world banker, one from the British Parliament's head banking guy spoke on it, and Australia. And even Canada wants to go along with it. So yeah, it's being pushed hard. The influx with the American dollar right now and the ruble and all the other currencies in the world right now, because of everything that's happening because of this war, makes it easier for them to bring that into place. Because they need something more stable, is what they're going to say. So, for those of you that are like me, we ain't got much money and we live check to check, a little bit extra, go to the pawn shop. Start buying up gold and silver. You can't buy much, but a little's better than nothing. Because when everything settles out, and when the dollar crashes and everything else goes to hell, that's still going to hold a monetary value. Thing is, gold and silver, precious metal, it doesn't gain in worth and it doesn't lose worth. The dollar is what does. The amount of gold it took to buy a suit in the 1920s is the same amount of gold it takes to buy a suit today. So it's stability. You don't gain anything, but you protect what you have. If you've got more money where you can afford to get physical gold at one of these big gold distributors, do it. Hedge yourself up, be ready. But also hedge yourself up with other items in case things really do go bad and we are in a depression. Simple things: toothpaste, toothbrushes, deodorant, simple luxury items that will be very hard to get once things go really bad south. Things people wouldn't think about. You will be able to use that for barter and trade to help you out. Just some thoughts. Y'all be good. Y'all be safe. It's Louisiana Patriot. God bless everyone. God bless these United States. And may God help us.